Heidi ho, my friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. Well, today we are going to try and wrap up our little mixed media project. So everything's dry, and I went on and painted on, after our last session, my little bird. Now, I got so excited about the little bird, I put her so close to the bottom, she's going to have little tiny short legs, kind of like me. So, we're going to go on and add her little legs here, so I just don't forget them in general. Now, which means she's not really going to have feet, but that's okay. We're going to give her maybe something else. And we need to, as in this one here, we need to give her a little beak. So we're going to mark off where her beak is going to be. So I think I want her little beak to be up here. So that's just the mark for it. Now I'm using my black Posca pen to color this in. Getting out my black paint bottle and going through that whole mess just isn't worth it for that tiny spot. So here are her little tail feathers. So I'm going to go on and take my black Posca and get those in like this. And then after the black dries, I'm going to take some white and some gold and do the same thing. And then we might even add some polka dots on her. So we need to add her little wing and her necklace and her eye. So let's figure out where we're going to put her little eye. So her little eye needs to go down from her beak, but back. Now, I never do the eyes right. They're never in the right spot. So I think I'm going to put her little eye right about here. So we're going to give her a nice big eye. And we're going to give her some little eyelashes. Oh, there we go. Now we need to give her little beak some of the little whoop-de-dooties. Okay. Now we need to decide where her little wing is going to be. And it needs to be right here in the middle. Now, where did my paints go? Oh, here they are. So, to tie in with all the other colors in here, I think I'm going to make her this little part of her wing this color. So, let me clean my little brushes off here. And I got out a smaller brush. I've been letting it get nice and wet. So I've cleaned off this other one. And I got out a smaller one to use. It's nice and wet now. It's a 0 for her little wing. Right here. That's what I'm talking about right there. So we're going to go on and put it right here. Actually, I'm going to move it up just a smidgen. So I'm going to take that and just a smidgen of the yellow on my brush. Just a smidgen. And I'm going to give her a little wing. Right there. Or maybe it's part of her dress. So I'm going to put that in. I'm going to make sure that this is covered in real well. Let me get my brush. I'm dipping it in my water just a smidge to too much. I think my paints are starting to dry out. Yeah, I'm going to have to put a little drop of water in here. That's better. Now, if this doesn't cooperate, I'm just going to wipe it off, and I'm just going to use my Poscas. Yeah, my paint's just too dry, so I'm just going to get out my little Posca pens. Because my paint's just too dry. So, for that color there, I'm going to use this color of my Posca pen. Let me just get it shaken up here. Let me shake it up real good. I haven't used this color in quite some time. Okay, so I got out all my little seed beads here, right here. That's my little needle for them, but we're not going to use a needle. And I think for her necklace, because it's fall, I think for her necklace, now, to do this, you need tweezers and patience is what you need. And you need like Fabri-Tac, or you need a thick glue. So your Fabri-Tac will work, your tacky glue will work, anything that's a thick glue. Even your art glitter glue will work, because what you need to do is you need to make a thin line, but you don't want it spreading out. Okay. Now let me dot this on my paper towel here. Get this schmucky off. There we go. Oops, my paper towel broke on there. Okay. Now let's use this. I think it's too light. Oh, sure is, isn't it? On the paper towel was quite lovely. Well, that'll be a good base. Well, I guess we're going to use, we'll let that dry for a minute. I think that might have been the problem with the paint. It was, the base was so dark. We're going to use our gold then. And this gold will also be used elsewhere on here. It's going to be used in here, so we're going to let that dry, and we're going to use it other places. Now, we've got her little purse here. Now, do we want to give her a little purse? I think we do. Now, that needs to dry. So, we just need to cut something here to give her a little purse. Now, I do have, here, I have this little piece. Let's see. Now, I need to move that out of the way. Let's see what we have here in scraps we can use. Oh, let's give her a little plaid purse. Yeah, let's give her a little plaid purse. That would be cute. All right, so we just need to cut a little scrap. I mean, this little piece right here it's not even an inch, and she's about half the size of what she is. So let's just kind of take a quick measurement here. See how wide our little lady is. where our purse is going to sit. Oh gosh, maybe an inch. So we just need maybe an inch square. Let's see, are these squares about an inch? Yep, these little squares are an inch. And that's okay if it hangs off a little bit. So I'm going to cut it about 3. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to go on and do the little straps. Now, where's my pencil here? Let's put that up there to dry. So, here's the little purse, and then she's got 2 little straps. So, if we have a little purse, and then we've got our little, goes like this. Okay. Now, where's our little ruler at here? Okay. Alrighty. Yep, that's a little bit too big, so we'll cut that smaller. This is True Mix Media. Let's cut our scraps up here. I think I want it to go that way. Like that. Now let's use this little piece here for her strap. See, what are these little fat straps called? Guitar straps. I think that's what my sister calls them. Like that. All right, so let's erase this little cutout area. Now I'm going to fold this in half. Take my little... Will that even fit in there? Maybe. Ah, that'll work. Maybe. Maybe kind of, sort of. I think these might be a little bit too wide. Let's make this a little bit thinner. And put this on here. There you go. Use what you got and make yourself a purse. Okay. Now, I think I want to try and trim off these little ends here. Let's see if we can do that. Because none of my little purses are squared. Oops. There we go. All right. Now, let's get some glue down here on this. And I'm going to put some glue. I know you might not be able to see me putting glue on these little straps, but that's okay, because you will hear in just a second. I'm just putting glue on them so I can put them down. Okay. I just need to pick everything up here. There's one. And I think that one's going to have to go over here. Like that. And this little one. Oops, I want it to go this way. Now, don't you dare. Get up there. There you go. It's going to go there. All right, there's her little handbag. Okay. Now, what are we going to do on that little handbag there? This one is just decorated with a silver, what's it called, gel pen. But while we have out our, let me get that out of there. We don't need that. While we have out our little beads, maybe we'll go on and put some little beads on it. We don't need that in there. We don't need that. All right, so let's put this over here out of the way for a second. All right, so where'd our little beads go? Here they are. All right, so we have our beads. So let's go on and get our little beads out here. Okay. So I think on here, let's get a hold of it. Now these things run away terribly. So I think I'm just going to get out a little tray. And I apologize, I have no idea what PJ's barking at. I'm going to move this water. And I'm going to pour a couple of these little beads right here. And then on here, I'm going to put some glue on these little straps. Like that. And maybe down this brown, like that. Okay. So this is what takes the time in doing these. You just pick them up and place them down. Now, these will take time to dry because it just takes the time of your glue. Now, you don't have to use a wet white glue. You can use a low melt. Low melt. You can't use a hot temp. You have to use a low melt. A hot temp will melt these little beads. All they are is plastic. And I have melted many. Okay, there's that side. Now, you might get lucky and not melt them. But I have not. I have melted them every time I've tried to use them with my hot temp. And it could be my glue gun. It could just be my glue gun gets that hot that it melts them. So I just don't use my glue gun anymore. Now, you could also use double stick tape if you wanted. If you had double stick tape that was small enough. If you wanted to do that. Or you don't even have to do this at all if you don't want to. As you can see, I didn't get my glue down all the way, but it's all right. Now, you don't have to just do one color. You could do multiple colors on here if you wanted. You could make a pattern. You could do anything you wanted on here. Totally up to you. Oops. Okay, let's do a couple bit more. Now, I'm just dumping them in a little plastic drawer here that I keep my tweezers in because they do tend to roll everywhere. I heard you, buddy. I heard you. He's coming in telling me he was barking. He's quite proud of himself. Okay, so I need to put a little bit more glue on both of those. Okay, so that gave us there. Now, if I wanted, I could add a little necklace up here. And I might come back and do that later. I'm sure you all don't want to sit and watch me do that. And I'll also add some just here and there throughout my sunflower. Now, for my white, you can either use, if you don't have Posca pens, you could use a white Signa Uniball pen if you wanted. You could use one of those. One of my favorites has, I have a red mark on it because I've already opened it. So what I'm going to do with this, first I'm going to make sure that it's still flowing. Because, you know, if you don't use them, they do tend to dry up. So let me make sure it's still doing its thing. There it goes. Now you can come in and you can do all kinds of things. You can doodle. You can make dots. You can do all kinds of things on things like your leaves. I love to doodle on leaves. I love it. This is so relaxing. Like I will take this out to my chair and I will sit and I'll doodle. Okay, now, but you have to make sure before you use your Uniball that everything is dry. You can't use it if everything's not dry because you will ruin it. Okay. I have ruined many when my paint wasn't dry. And this is when I come in and I just start scribbling marks. Because this is the part that just kind of brings a mixed media piece to life. Now, up there, I might use my marker. And I might also use my black pen. Where is it? Is that it? Yes. I might also use my black Uniball. Or I might use my black Posca pens. I have a couple of different sizes in those. Now I need her little dot on her nose, don't I? I need it right in there, and that isn't going to work. So I need my little marker on her little nose. Right there. is my, here, this one. Now, if you have a Uniball and it's not showing up in your paint, it could be that your paint, either your Uniball is dried up. See, mine starts and then it doesn't come back out. It could be that it's dried up, because they do dry up. Oh, I think mine's empty. Yeah, I think this one's empty. All right. Oh, yeah. See, here's the difference. That one's full. That one's empty. Oh, much better. But they do dry up. So, you know, so use them. Even if it's to scribble on a piece of paper. You know, get them out and scribble on a piece of paper with them. Don't just let them sit. And make sure that your cap clicks when you put them on. Otherwise, they'll dry up quicker. Okay. Okay, there's her tail. Okay, so I still have this left to do. So let's do this. Let's get my dots on here. Okay, I want a little bit of gold here in the leaves. Okay, I am ready to add this into the book. Now, I will come back and add her a little necklace, I think, but I can do that when it's in the book, because I want to get this added in the book so I can show you. So let's go on and get these put away. Let's get these out of our way. Let's put that up there. Let's put this little drawer away. And then we'll decide on the color of her little necklace. Get out of there, silly thing. Come on, you silly goof. Oh, gracious. Come on. Go in there and behave yourself. Okay. You go over there. Now, let's move this. Oh, let's dry off this. And let's bring our book over. Okay. Now, where's our yellow page? Now, where's the yellow page at? There it is. Okay, yellow page. Oh, that is perfect. That fits perfect. There. All right, so I'm going to glue this down. And to do that, I'm going to use my, whoops, upside down. I'm going to use my tacky glue. And the reason I'm using my tacky glue instead of a glue stick is because this is watercolor paper. And it is quite heavy. Now, these little things have already started drying, so I'm okay. But I'm going to go on and put some tacky glue here on the back of this. And I'm just running it all across the back here. Just like this. And I'm just squeezing it straight out of the bottle. Up and down and all around. And I'm not going to be able to spread it a lot with my spreader. I'm going to have to use my finger. Yeah, PJ's fussing at me for that. You hear him? He's saying, no, Mama, you're going to get it all over your sweater. Well, I'll just take my sweater off, buddy. Now, I want this covered really well, but since it's so heavy, I don't want it coming up off the page. Now, if it does, don't panic. You know, if it does, don't panic. You have ways of getting some glue into an edge or something like that that might come up. Okay, so let's spread this out. Now, it probably would have been wise of me to have a wet wipe handy, huh? Now, I do need some more over here, I do believe, and right up where my finger was. So let's get some more up here and down here because that felt a little dry. Now, being watercolor paper, it will soak it up a little bit, so don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Now, you could also use your PVA glue if you wanted. You could use really any of your glues that you wanted. I don't recommend a glue stick for putting this down unless you have a really heavy duty one. Okay. Okay, now this needs to dry flat. I mean, really, really flat. Because the liquid has started curling it up again. So what I need to do is I need to grab some clamps here. And I need to grab a few pages, not just one or two. I need to grab a few of them. Whoops. Now look what I did. I've got you going in all different directions. And I need to go like that. Let's get a couple more here. There we go. Now, the only place I'm not going to be able to put one is over here, but I can put some across the bottom. And I'm putting them there to hold that down. There. Now, the glue I use dries rather quickly. And then I can take, you know, something non-stick and put it on top. And let it dry overnight. So, because you don't want anything that's wet, like our paint's wet, we have some glue that's still wet, this is still really wet in here. You don't want to put that against this paper overnight. You really don't. You want to be able to let it dry and not stick. So some wax paper would be nice. Something like one of these would work well. You know, I could put this in here overnight. My little Teflon pages. And then put books on it to hold it down flat. Except I wouldn't do it from the front. I would do it from here. Because that gives it more weight on the page that I need to hold down. So think before you put your pages, your weight on it. You want to put it as close to the project as you can. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to weigh down this area. Now I can already tell right here, I don't think that's going to stick all the way, but that's okay. It looks like the rest of it is sticking very well. And I really, really like it. It turned out much better than I thought it would. After the paint this afternoon, or on the first video, for me it was this afternoon, I thought, this is not going the way I wanted it to. Now, I might still add some gold here, more gold here in the stem. And I still want to add her little necklace. And I might even add a little pendant of some sort hanging down in there. Because she's got such a bright little wing there, I might add a little pendant to hang down. But I want this to dry first, or I could do it while it's drying since I have it clamped. So there we go. Our project is finished. All it needs to do is dry. And as it's drying, you can kind of make your final decisions on what you like, what you don't like. Well, whatever you don't like, it's too late now. Sorry about your luck there, girls. But you can keep adding anything you want. You could add some more stamps across the bottom if you wanted. You could add some more beads if you wanted. But now it's time to clean up. You know, clean up your desk. Take it easy for a little bit. Kind of peek around. Like, I've got to get all these little beads out of here now and put them away. And I got to get everything out of here and get all those little tiny beads put away. And make her another little necklace up there. But before I can do that, I've got to get all these little orange ones put away. And let me tell you, they're not the easiest things. But it was fun creating what I created. And I don't use these very much anymore, these little seed beads. I used to use them so much. And I just kind of got away from it. So, you know, to make this project, I thought, I am going to finally have a chance to get back to doing things. There, all done. To doing things that I really enjoyed doing, you know, a long time ago. And I just got away from. So that's kind of what I wanted to do. And I really hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you create something in your style and you have some fun too, because it really is so much fun just letting go and going to town, getting your stuff out and just going crazy. So as I'm looking at them here, so I'm looking at all my little beads here, I'm thinking I might either use that one, or I might use this darker blue. I'm thinking I might use that blue on her, because we have a little bit of blue in there. Not a lot, but a little bit. I might use that blue, or this one's called Autumn Mix. I might use that one. I might use that one. It's got the golds and the blues and even a little bit of purple. Maybe I'll use that one. Yeah, I think I'll use that one for her little necklace. Whoops. One of my beads. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. I really had fun, and I hope that you did too. So this is part 3. This is the final part in our journey here. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you make a project like this. And if you do, I'm going to open the community page up. Feel free to post it and show me what you've been doing, because I would love to see it. And I'd love to see your projects that you've been doing. And welcome to all the new subscribers. I don't know what I'd be doing without you, but now that everything is healing and on the move again, we're going to get back to doing our videos 3 days a week. I'm not sure what the days are going to be because we've got some travel coming up for the fall. I get to go see my grandbaby. Oh, I'm so excited about that. And we've got some family coming into town over the next week or so. But I'm going to try to get back on a regular schedule. So as soon as we can do that, we're going to do that. So, but my book is coming along really well. And I'll do a short little flip through of it during another video. And I'll show you some things that I've gotten done. So until I see you again in the next Ladybug Journal video, ta-ta for now.